Hi, I'm Alana. I'm just gonna talk and tell my story and um, yeah, see how this goes. Never been on here before, never done this before, so please be kind. Um, so I'm 47, single mum for a majority of my kids' lives, almost 30 years of parenting now. Will be 30 years this year. Um, didn't really have a real lot of help from baby daddy along the way or anything like that. So, it was a struggle, it was difficult. But we got through. I worked a lot, like as much as I could, as often as I could, till I had some injuries, made it a little bit more difficult. Um, I did get a lot of help from my family though. If I if I hadn't had that, I have no idea where I'd be. It would have been so much harder. My kids would have suffered. And I often wonder, other women out there, other single mums, other single dads, other people that anyone who just doesn't have that like family support, like someone they can turn to when shit really hits the fan. Um, I guess it made me sort of really want to create an abundance for myself that I could use to help those, to do better for other people and help other people that are struggling and that don't have that support and just be that support for them. So, yes. Yeah, pause. How do I pause? Okay. Not sure how this works. Going to edit later. We'll see how that goes. So my dream personally has always been to have a restaurant, to own a restaurant, but also a block of land and the chickens and the gardens and all the wonderful things. Over the years, I've refined my plan to sort of combine my desire to help other people with my dreams of having a restaurant and a block of land, and it's all bundled together. It's a wonderful, wonderful plan. It's taken me years to refine it. I'm finally at a stage where I'm ready to take those first steps and really enact the plan within 8 years from today. It should be fully up and running, everything. As I go along, I fill everybody in on all the details, like all the finer details of what the plan is, who I am, my stories, how I got to where I am in life, and the last 6 years has been extremely extra challenging for a number of reasons. That will also be something that I'll sort of talk about. But first of all, I'd really like to go into the type of help that I really want to be able to offer once my plan comes to fruition. So I obviously, like I said, single parents was where I was at. So that's something I would definitely look at, wanting to really focus on people that are in that situation. So it's going to be like a scholarship style program. So whatever your dream, whatever your dream in life, it doesn't matter. It could be, you want to go to uni and become a doctor. You want to be a builder. You want to start your own business. You want to be an actor. Whatever your dream may be, we'll facilitate that. I'll be reaching out to community as time goes along to find mentors and other contacts in different industry in order to help people to in different ways in whatever sort of thing they're interested in. And it will also because it's going to be a business, established business that will be supplying a lot of the finances for this and supporting these people. There'll also be job opportunities to people who need that as well, need a place to live and work and all of that while they pursue their dream, or just to get themselves back on their feet on their own, whichever way around it is, whatever they're seeking. We want to be able to facilitate that. We, as in myself and whoever my crew ends up being, as time goes along. So that's the aim. So another really great focus point that I've sort of recently realised that I think would be a really great sort of targeted demographic for the type of charity work that I want to do, the type of assistance I want to give people, would be children that are aging out of care. So a little while back, a couple of years back, one of my children had a friend that he'd known online for a very, very long time. They'd been friends gaming for most of their childhoods. He had gotten too old to be in care. He'd been in foster care. He aged out. He was forced to go back to his mother. No disparity against her. I'm not 100% comment on exactly like her story or her situation, because that's not something I've gotten into or asked her side of it. All I know is that it was really uncomfortable for him to be back there. So he stayed with us. He moved in with us. And the stories of a lot of the kids he was in care with, a lot of what happens at the end of that time was really, really heartbreaking for me. So it turns out I looked into it a little more after obviously meeting this young man and having him live with us. And he's still part of our family now. But after sort of getting to know him a little bit, I sort of looked into it a little bit, and it turns out that the majority of kids that are aging out of care don't have a lot of support. Surprise, surprise. A lot of the time they're going to end up back in an abusive family situation because they've got nowhere else to go, or on the streets, or just with someone that's just in an environment that's unhealthy. An unhealthy environment simply because they have no other choice. So that's another thing I would really love to do, is offer, like, to be able to to be able to have an environment that's a positive, encouraging environment where if they need accommodations, that's supplied as well. They need an income and a job, and if they want to participate in the scholarship program, to pursue some kind of other career, dream, whatever it is. Obviously, with that particular side of the charity work, I would obviously really be interested in, when that time comes, having counsellors, people like that on board for those kids that have had some traumatic experiences, to really to assist them in all the different ways, like whatever they need at that time. So that's sort of the crux, the main idea of the charity side of it itself. Obviously, like I said, not limiting to single parents and kids aging out of care, definitely not limited to that, especially not in this day and age, especially not during this time. There's so many people, everybody's struggling, everyone's struggling, and people are finding it hard to even just buy a house, let alone pursue a dream. So, what's the harm in offering that out to sort of pretty much anybody that we can facilitate to pursue a dream and build a career and do something that will really positively impact their life, their children, their grandchildren, and, break cycles, lift people up. That's at the end of the day. So that's it. I'm Alana, really like helping people, love cooking, love gardening, and want to combine the whole lot, all of it together, into something incredible, miraculous, and wonderful. And just come along, watch me practice cooking, because I'm going to apply for MasterChef again this year. But I need some more practice at certain things. Come along. I'm going to practice cooking. I'm going to keep telling my story of my plans. I'll go into more detail about exactly how everything's going to work. Also, just some fun stories of myself, my childhood, my life, my crazy friends, my crazy family. Hope to see you around. Bye.